Okay, good morning, artists. You should all have your week 10 packets, and in your packets, it should have a variety of different things. You're going to have your introduction to your new project this week, you're going to have a vocabulary quiz, and you're going to have a lot of reference pictures and symbolism that is sort of just there for you guys to use in your projects this week. Now, we are going to jump right into this project and start discussing what we're doing. For this project this week, we are going to be making dragons. Now, dragons are incredibly symbolic creatures in media, art, and literature alike. But for this project, we're not making just regular dragons. These dragons that we're going to make are they're going to have all kinds of symbolism. You guys are going to put everything that you've sort of learned so far in your character development, in your value scales, in your color theories. Everything that you've discussed so far is going to sort of kind of go into this project. To begin, we're not going to be making just like regular dragons, you guys. We're going to be making a dragon that represents something that you fear or that stands as sort of like a great obstacle in your way of reaching your goal. Now, your goal is basically going to be the treasure in which the dragon is hoarding. So what is your dragon sitting on top of? What is your dragon keeping you from? Oftentimes in art, it's depicted the dragon is on top of gold or jewelry or some sort of form of riches, because that is what people were trying to attain. And this fierce, monstrous, fire-breathing dragon basically prevented them from reaching that. That is what I want you guys to do in your projects, is create a dragon that represents this fear or this obstacle, and it's guarding over what you're trying to reach. Now, you guys will have 1 week to complete this beginning part of this project, which is your initial sketch and your planning and your symbolism of your dragon. Then you'll have a second week to actually take all of that planning and incorporate it into your final dragon piece. In that final dragon piece, you're going to take all these little pieces that you kind of came up with during this week, and you're going to put them all into your dragon next week. So overall, this whole dragon project is going to take us 2 weeks to complete. You guys are going to have this project into me by November 2nd, and you can turn it in either with your packets to the school, or you can turn it in online through Mind or email, however you've been turning in things to me. So let's move right into, I wanted to show you guys an example. So up on the screen here, I have this, this is the program that I use primarily in my own artwork as a digital artist. And I just wanted to use it to sort of show you guys a quick example of what I'm looking for in your initial sketch, not in your final project, but in your initial sketch of your dragon. So to move right into it, I have a couple of notes. So let's say your dragon is representing a fear of failure. That is the obstacle. That is what is in your way. And your goal is success in your educational career, which is basically success in finishing high school, success in college. That is your educational career. And this dragon is your fear of failure. So it's guarding over your success in your education and preventing you from reaching that, because sometimes our fear can be so overwhelming that it really pushes you from being able to reach what you're trying to attain. So to start, I put down a couple of notes on here that just kind of show sort of what my thought process is in as I'm writing down what I want this to be. So I want this to be a large dragon. This is a huge fear that we have, that we can't succeed. This fear of failure that's overbearing on us, and I chose black as the color simply because black is often symbolic of fear, so these sort of go hand in hand. The black, the darkness, the shadows, that is very representative of fear. Now for my dragon's hoard, what he's going to be sitting on top of, instead of having him sitting on top of gold or gems, I chose that he would be sitting on top of basically a massive pile of books, of literature, of different things that represent education, because that is what I'm trying to attain, is these different things in education. Now, really quick, I'm going to show you. This has already been sketched out. This is my dragon. That we have here. Okay, so we have here this big, large dragon. He's sitting on top of this big hoard. And underneath him, I have all these books and these maps and these papers. Over here, I've got this globe. All of these things are just naturally symbolic of sort of education. So this large dragon is basically preventing me from accessing this new knowledge. You know, this fear of failure is preventing you from succeeding in this educational career. That is what this dragon is representing. And little details like this, again, you guys, just pulls the whole picture together. It really kind of shows your thought process and what you're really trying to get across, what point you're trying to make in your art. To move on really fast, just to talk about sort of when you're planning out your details of your dragon. And again, your guys' pages can look very similar to this. So this does not have to be some neat, finished initial sketch. This is your guys' thought process. This is what I want to see from your guys' initial sketch. If you look here, I have this sort of more detailed sketch of my dragon's head. And here I've shown, you know, again, sort of as a representation of fear. He has a lot of very sharp features. Even in his wings, when we were looking before, his wings are very sharp and pointed. His teeth are very sharp and pointed. He's got these hooks and these talons. He's a very dangerous dragon. You know, it's this overwhelming fear that we have with him. And I wanted him to look very aggressive. And even in the way I'm putting the scales to frame his eyes, I really want those to stand out. He's got these just jagged jaw and this mouthful of teeth. It's supposed to be sort of this massive fear. So we see that as a way of sort of just giving ourselves a little bit more time to develop the actual features that we want our dragon to hold and have him to carry. So when it comes to those little details, there's a lot of different things you guys can do. You can make scales or feathers, but just as an idea, I've kind of drawn a few different ideas of ways you can make scales. There's sort of this normal that we see, this overlapping of scales on top of each other. There's the sort of more simplistic way of just kind of like bump, right on top of each other. You know, that's one way to do it. There's the Scribble Technique, which a lot of students in my drawing class, you guys should know about your scribbling techniques just from working in the value scales and doing your ink drawings for the Inktober project. You know, these are just basic ways of kind of bringing more details into your characters. And you can do these just very simply, like here's the Scribble Technique, you kind of just put it against his wings. We've got some cross hatching going on in the shadowing. And this is just so you can kind of have an idea of what you want your dragon to look like when you put him into the final project. And again, remember you guys that the little details, like even just shading underneath the layers of scales, you know, that all really kind of brings your piece to life, and it really makes it kind of stand out and makes it unique. And you can do this just sort of as a way to practice what you want your dragon scales to look like, where you're going to put them. And again, it doesn't only have to be scales, you know, dragons can have a variety of different things. In your packets, you'll see even see a dragon that's small and has like very kind of wings. There's all kinds of different dragons. Your dragon can even have feathers, so you could just sort of put feathers that come off of it and just have them come off in various different ways. And there's all kinds of different things that you guys could do. Fluff and fur. I want you guys to sort of just have fun with this project and really kind of take the time to really plan your dragon out. You can write notes on it. You can write whatever you want to sort of help you remember and understand what your dragon is sort of representing and what you want it to look like. Oh, I spelled that wrong. I am not one for talking and drawing at the same time, but that's okay. So basically, guys, this is what I'm really looking for from you in your initial sketch. I want you guys to really have your dragon planned out. I want you guys to give me some symbolism. Tell me why you picked certain things for your dragon. Is your dragon, and again, it doesn't have to be hyper realistic. You guys can do this in whatever style you want. It can be cartoony, it can be incredibly realistic, scary, or cute, whatever you guys want it to be. Just explain to me why your dragon sort of has these features and what they represent. Other than that, that is going to basically be the project for us this week. It's going to be just this initial sketch. You guys will receive, for my drawing class, you guys will receive drawing paper. And for my painting class, you will receive watercolor paper that you guys can use for your final project with your packets next week for week 11. This week, you guys are just focusing on your initial sketch. So really take the time to plan this out. You have all week to really get this thought process going. Do some independent research, learn some symbols that maybe you want to represent. I know different flowers have different meanings. You can use mirrors or water, or there's all kinds of different symbolism that you can use in your creation of your dragon project. You can even include people in your drawing. However you want to do it, just really take the time and energy to plan it out. I want you guys to give me your best effort in these dragons, and I really want to see what you guys come up with and show me your creative side in creating this character, this dragon that's completely symbolic of whatever fear or obstacle and whatever goal you're trying to reach. Other than that, good luck, and I'm really excited to see all of your artwork. And I hope that you guys have fun with this project. So enjoy it, and I'll see you guys soon. If you have any questions, go ahead and contact me, you guys. You can either reach me on Remind or an email. You can go ahead and text me. My phone number is in the packets, or you can even call the school and use my classroom extension during school hours, which is 5518. So you guys have a great week, and I look forward to seeing your projects.